As we get to the end of the course, it is nice for us to talk about some common myths and misconceptions about the concept of frequency separation, because sometimes I came to realize it can be a hindrance to us taking up the task of learning frequency separation or using it for our own workflow, either for personal work or for paid client work. So a lot is said about FS by different people on different platforms, and some of it is true, some of it is not, and some of it is in between, depending on how you look at it. So for the purpose of this particular video, I'm going to share a few myths and misconceptions that people have about frequency separation. And the first one is that FS is only for female skin. No, 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 no. Frequency separation can be used to edit both male and female skin effectively, to a nice and polished outcome that is going to be lovely both for the male skin and for the female skin. And actually, if I think if you refer to the samples that I shared here in the course of us beginning the course, we had a good number of male portraits, and some of them, or almost all of them, had FS done on them. So if you look at this particular photo, it has FS done on it. Same as this one here of Kevo. He's a gentleman. It has FS done on it. Another one here, I think his name was Karani. It has frequency separation. Another one of Karani here, it has frequency separation. And a lot of photos of gentlemen here that have frequency separation. So that notion that frequency separation is only meant for female skin is not true. Okay, you can take that to the bank and deposit some money with it, because over time I've learned how to effectively use the same separation with the same separation radius to get a good outcome from both male and female skin. The difference is, like I said at the point of our discussing how you mix the two skins. For the female skin, you're going to mix a bit more and get a polished and very smooth outcome. But for the male skin, you're going to use the mixing part of the process just to get rid of the blemishes and leave a bit of the roughness in it. So you want to retain that textured look for the men by not mixing their skin too smoothly like you would for the women. But you can use the same radius to separate the two photos if they are the same composition, and use frequency separation effectively to make good changes on both of those. So yes, frequency separation can be used on both male and female skin. Okay, it is not for female skin only. That is the first myth. And number two, FS cannot be done on people of very tender age or of very senior age. It can. If you shoot newborn, if you shoot toddlers, children under the age of 2 or 4, that particular age bracket between a newborn and I think a toddler, you can still do frequency separation on their skin and use the same techniques you have used here to make their skin look a bit better and polish it. And now the difference is, for the young babies, they are going to have very minimal texture. So that means that at the point of separating, you might have to use a smaller radius, because remember we said the more texture we have, the more texture we take away by using a bigger radius. So where you have a small amount of texture, like for example in toddlers and newborns, you're going to use a smaller radius. But when you have a bit more texture, for example in old people, is a portrait of your grandma, your grandfather, or someone of that age bracket in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, they're going to have a lot of texture courtesy of the skin aging and folding and wrinkling. So courtesy of that, you might need to use a bigger radius to make sure that you get a nice separation as compared to when mixing a toddler or a new age. So yes, frequency separation can be used on both very young people and very old people. It works on both equally, as long as you separate using the right radius and you mix in the right way. Okay, yes. So that particular myth that FS cannot be done on young babies and newborns or on old people and senior citizens is not true. It can be done on them. Do I have a photo of a baby that I've used FS on? I'll try and look for another folder of samples and attach it in the video I'm going to be doing the editing. And actually, I think even for him, I've done FS. Have I? Yes, I did a face on his face. I've done a face on him. So like you can see, but the skin texture is very minimal. So use a very small radius to avoid blurring out the image. Okay. So then the other myth that we have about frequency separation is frequency separation cannot be used for commercial work is a lie. FS can be used for commercial work because I've used FS for commercial work, and just to prove that to you guys, what is that particular image? I've just made right about now. This particular set of photos, I took them in 2019. It was my second commercial assignment. The first one was I was shooting Jugush for Velvex. Then for the same agency and the same client, I shot Jalango for Velvex, this particular set of photos. And this particular set of photos were heavily used in print, including in the company tracks. You might have seen these images somewhere on the road when the campaign was still active. And for this set of images, if you look at now Mheshimiwa's face, I have a face done on him, okay? And that applies to, I think I saw Njuguna somewhere. That's another set of commercial photos, and I used the face. And like you can see, I still retained his signature vein here, and that particular scar. So, but I was able to get a nice and polished look to the skin. So yes, you can do frequency separation on your commercial work. Even for my biggest commercial gig, let me see if I can get it. Yes, this one right here, this one right here. Even for this particular billboard, I think, which is my biggest or the most popular project I've worked on so far, even for this particular photos, I did frequency separation, but I do not have the high resolution copy of it. That's why it's pixelating. But on this particular photos, I also did frequency separation. So that notion that you cannot do frequency separation on your commercial images is not true. You can, as long as you know how to do it nicely without overdoing it to a level that the image does not fit, does not tick the boxes of a commercial image or advertising image. So yes, if your FS is good enough, you can do FS on your commercial images. And funny enough, it is said that you cannot use FS for commercial photography, but some of the commercial jobs that I get is because I'm good at doing frequency separation. So the client tells the agency, please get assignment because we want to get the skin of our models looking and this and this. And so courtesy of my FS and my good skin work, I get commercial work. Why it is said that you cannot get commercial work using frequency separation. And the fourth one is, which is going to be the last one. Where is it? Is FS cannot be used for corporate work. Okay, the same way you can use FS for commercial work in advertising is the same way you can use FS for corporate work. For example, I shoot a lot of headshots, and I use FS to edit them. Okay, so let me just open this part again here. So most of these are formal portraits. That one, 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 that one. All of these are corporate headshots, and I've used a face on them. So that photo of the CEO, of the MD, of the president, of the governor, you can use a face on it as long as you use a face in the right way without overdoing it, in a way that is going to either kill the texture, mess with the color, or kill the dimension. So as long as you do it to a nice and manageable level, you're going to be good to go. So that is the end of this particular video. And I said, number one, a face is not for female skin.